guys, it's Melanie. Happy Tuesday. So today I'm going to be doing a slightly different video. I'd like to incorporate a few more vlog type videos on my channel. So just videos that are most likely somehow going to be related to beauty type stuff, either hair care, makeup, skincare, body care, but you know, aren't necessarily just featuring like any like one product or like a group of products or something like that. So just kind of some beauty related chats that I would like to do from time to time. And I thought kind of a good one for me to kick off. I don't want to call it a series because it's not like I'm going to be doing these every Tuesday or whatever, but I thought a good one to be able to kick this style of video off would be how I decide to purchase my beauty products. Those of you that have been with me for a while, and a lot of you have, I've been doing YouTube since May of 2010, so I have poured a lot of money into my channel with products, everything from makeup to skincare to body care to hair care. And really the way that my criteria used to work versus like the criteria that I use now has kind of evolved, and I have some more guidelines in place for myself personally, because I tell you what, while I really like doing YouTube, it's not one of those free hobbies, you know, like, or I mean, most hobbies that people have cost some amount of money, right? I've always considered YouTube a hobby for myself because I have a job outside of this. Like, YouTube I don't think is ever going to be my job. I don't think that I would ever want this to be my full-time job. But I like doing it because I like sharing my thoughts on products and, you know, just sharing my experiences with you guys. But it has been kind of an expensive one. So in the past, when I first started my channel, I would just blindly buy things with the only criteria being, can I show this on my channel? Now, a lot of the stuff that I still purchase, and that was really the only criteria. I had no budget in mind. I didn't care where the products came from. Like, it was just like, can I show this on my channel? Can I use this, formulate an opinion, and then share it with people? And that was fine. I mean, at the time, it was before I had Stella, and, you know, I could do whatever I wanted with my money back then. That is not so much the case nowadays. But, you know, there have just been some things over the years that I have put in place that have sort of helped me slow my spending in some ways, or just kind of change it to make it evolve with, you know, my changing personal needs and then also what I wanted for my channel. So that's a really long intro, and I don't even know if that necessarily made sense to you guys, but I feel like if you do YouTube, you kind of know this pressure that you have to review stuff. And I guess that's kind of the main thing that I want to start with, is that I do still have a little bit of pressure. I mean, I'm constantly getting requests to review specific products, which I love, because oftentimes there are products that I don't necessarily think about, or, you know, haven't necessarily heard about and might be interested in. So it's really great to get requests like that. But at the same time, there is kind of that pressure of like, okay, so I gave you the idea, so now go out and buy it and then report back to me on whether you like it. And my first criteria is, when I get stuff like that or when I see anything, is, do I have a personal interest in it? When I look at this, like, say, moisturizer from this certain brand, like, do I, like, look at the ingredients? Do I look at the description? Do I look at what it's supposed to do, and does it interest me? So that's kind of my first honest criteria when I'm buying anything, whether it's recommended by you guys or whether I come across it like on the what's new section at Ulta or at Sephora, or when I see things in store. You know, I think like, do I have a personal interest in this? If I don't, I just don't buy it. So I don't spend my money on that. Another criteria that I have is definitely still, do I think this is going to be useful for my channel? I certainly purchase a lot more because of my channel than an average person. I don't ever expect you guys to go out and try every single thing that I try, either because I purchased it or because a PR company or just a brand sent it to me. Like, I don't expect you guys to go out and buy every single thing. The way that I like to think I present my information to you is, I tried this product. If you happen to be in the market or you have an interest, here's a review with my experience on the product. Like, I don't ever expect everyone to be like, well, great, now I have to put another thing on my list to buy. Like, no. Not everybody needs 5 moisturizers at a time. But if you're running low on one and I happen to have a review and your skin type is similar to mine, or you've used things that I've used in the past and we've been a match in that area, maybe you'll be a match in this area, great. But there's never an expectation on my part that you're gonna be like, all right, now you gotta go buy this stuff. You know, that's not it at all. But, you know, I do want to make sure that what I purchase would be useful information to you guys. So I definitely have that in the back of my mind whenever I'm buying something or whenever I am applying to be able to review a product, say through Octoly, or even when companies reach out to me. I do get quite a number of emails every single week from companies offering to send me things. And there's a lot of things that I've turned down because I just didn't personally have an interest in it. And I didn't think it either fit for my channel, or I didn't think the quality was there to be able to share with you guys, or it just was like completely, you know, irrelevant and I wanted nothing to do with it. So, you know, I always kind of have that in the back of my mind. But really, my real like 100% criteria kind of starts here. So the first is I have a budget. Every month I set aside a chunk of money. It kind of varies from month to month. A lot of times when I get paid for like my job, and my job is, I'm a florist, I own my own company. A lot of times, you know, I will have months where I'm doing a lot of weddings and I make a lot of money and I can afford to spend more on frivolous things. And there are some months where I don't have as many events and I can't spend as much. So, you know, I kind of have to weigh my budget every single month. I do get tips for delivering flowers and my work. And a lot of times that money I automatically set aside for like a rainy day so that, you know, on months where it's a little bit slower with work, I still have money to be able to spend on beauty products to be able to share with you guys. So I have a budget that I have set aside for myself, and I would highly encourage you to do the same. There was a year where I did this like spending moratorium, you know, where I either bought nothing for some months or, you know, I only had like a certain number of dollars each month to spend. I think one year when I did it, I gave myself like $700 for beauty stuff for the whole year. So that included everything from shampoo and conditioner to lotions to makeup. And that was kind of a tough year because that was a year where I had to get really creative with my videos because there were large chunks of time where I didn't have anything new to show you guys because I ran out of money. But a budget was a really smart thing for me, and I have definitely held on to that from that experiment that I did, and it was super helpful. So whether your budget is $20 a month or whether it's, I don't know, $200 a month, it depends on your income, obviously, but set a budget for yourself. Like, you know, if you have, say, 50 bucks a month to spend on beauty stuff, carefully evaluate either what's coming out that's new or, you know, what you want to try and make priorities, you know? Like, I would rather have this new retinol cream over the new Lorac Mega Pro 4 eyeshadow palette, you know, like just have priorities for yourself. And that's definitely something that I have in my mind at all times. Do I already have similar items? This is something that I'm constantly going over in my head. And sometimes I say, yes, I do, but either it's not in this format or it's a slightly different shade or I just want it. But I make myself think about those things. And I think that's something that you should do as well. Think about what it is that you want. Do you have something similar? Is this new product going to be drastically different? Is it going to make your life that much easier? Blah, blah, blah. You know, ask yourself those questions. That's something that I do on a daily basis, and it's really helpful for me. I do have notes, you guys, so that's why I'm looking down. I'm a rambler. You guys know who watch me. I ramble on and on about things, but I wanted to like have some points. And then the last couple things are, so I like to shop online. I am a person who utilizes Ebates on a regular basis. You guys have all heard YouTubers talk about Ebates. Honestly, if you haven't signed up for it and you do a lot of online shopping, I know some people use Mr. Rebates, but honestly, I've tried that a couple times and they've never recorded my my shopping trips, and it was like a pain in the butt to get them to like approve. Like, I just wasn't into it, honestly. And so I have a little bit of money sitting in this Mr. Rebates account. I don't think I ever like finished filling everything out because it was just a hassle. So, but anyway, I use Ebates. I love it. I always have a link down below for you guys because that's something that I really believe in. I have made back over $1,900 in the years since I've started using Ebates. That is money that I got basically for free, just, well, not free. I mean, I paid for things, obviously, but I used this website to go through to either Ulta or Sephora or Dermstore or whatever, shoes.com, DSW, everything. Like everything that I buy online, I always go through Ebates. I make sure that, you know, I'm shopping at stores that Ebates has partnerships with. And a good chunk of that, I will say, a good chunk of that $1,900 was the year that we were remodeling our house. I would actually buy things from Home Depot and Lowe's through Ebates, and then I'd pick them up in store. But I mean, I was buying like hundreds of dollars worth of flooring, the fixtures for our bathrooms, toilets, our bathtub, the tile for our shower in our bathroom, like the mirrors, the lighting fixtures, all of that stuff. I was buying that through Ebates and then just going in store and picking it up. But I still got the credit through Ebates, which was awesome because that's a lot of money that we got cash back. But anyway, I love Ebates. I always use that. And quarterly, I get a check from them. I think my next check coming up here is going to be like $120 or something like that. So that's $120 that I didn't have before, and that is all of my Ebates money that I get. I automatically like reinvest back into product for my channel. So yeah, I love it. And you know, you could definitely use your Ebates money to buy more makeup, you know, or save it for a vacation. I don't know, whatever you want to save your money for. But so that's important to me. And the last thing I want to mention is I always shop at stores that have rewards with them. My favorite has honestly become Ulta because I get to earn cash back for every dollar that I spend. So kind of like Ebates, if you are signed up for the Ulta reward system, if you haven't, you should do that. At first, I wasn't that into Ulta because I would say like 3-4 years ago, Ulta did not have nearly the selection that Sephora had. So I shopped at Sephora a lot more. But in recent years, Ulta has basically acquired everything. I mean, I don't shop with MAC, but they have MAC. Elizabeth and James recently popped over. La Vanilla recently popped over from Sephora into Ulta as well. There's so many brands that are now at Ulta, and I would much rather buy from Ulta because, yeah, at Sephora I can get my points and I can get my like point perks, but those point perks I oftentimes get at Ulta, like just with like a gift with purchase, because they're always doing gift with purchase They're always, you know, you can get whatever samples you want. And obviously the same is true for Sephora, but they don't have a point system where they actually give you like cash back. So right now I have well over, I think it's close to 6,500 points at Ulta, and every 2,000 points is like $125 off a purchase. So whenever I want to start using my points, I can just shop for free at Ulta. So, but anyway, I always make sure that I utilize stores where I can get something in addition. You know, DSW, I recently signed up for their rewards program, and I've already earned like a $10 voucher. So if I want to go buy Stella a new pair of shoes, because she goes through shoes like they are water, you know, we can go in and we'll get $10 off her next pair of tennis shoes. You know, like that's awesome. So anyway, I encourage you to also think about shopping with stores that have really good reward systems. Obviously Ulta is kind of my favorite. And that's the stuff that's the criteria that I use. And it has worked really well for me. And obviously I also do get PR from time to time, and through Octoly I'm able to apply to different brands. I'm somewhat limited with Octoly because there's a lot of brands on there that aren't cruelty free, and even when I'm ordering stuff from Octoly, I always try to make sure that the company is cruelty free, because that's important to me. And you know, and I get turned down by a lot of companies. You know, like I've applied to review things from Becca. They sent me, you know, I was approved for one thing, but then when I applied to review something else, I wasn't accepted for that. I'm not like ever butthurt over it, but you know, just know that when people say they get stuff from Octoly, it's not like they're just going on and like, okay, send me this, send me that. It's not like that. You have to like actually apply to the companies, and they have to view your profile and see if you're a good fit or whatever, and then they decide to send you the products or not. But I do utilize stuff like that. Just then you guys are always aware, because I tell you I got this product from Octoly, or I got this in PR. Like I don't have any qualms about sharing that with you guys, because it doesn't matter to me. I still give my honest opinion. So anyway, yeah, I thought it might be kind of helpful to talk through this stuff with you guys. I know a lot of people sometimes wonder like how people on YouTube decide to spend their money. I think there's a lot of opinions about how YouTubers spend their money, like whether they should be spending all this money on beauty products or not. But then, you know, other people are like, and this is a whole different topic, but other people are like, well, you know, YouTubers shouldn't get free PR, but then they don't want YouTubers to also then spend so much money on beauty stuff because that sets a bad example. You know, it's just, like I said, that's a whole nother topic, and I might tackle that at some point, but I just wanted to be upfront with you guys about how I decide to spend my money on beauty stuff that I use in my life every single day. So that is my criteria. Let me know down below what your guys' criteria are, or if you have any tips that you want to share with other people about, you know, budgeting, making lists, or whatever feedback or helpful information you have for other people. Definitely leave that down below in the comments, because I know YouTube is a world that you can get sucked into, and it just makes you want to spend. But, you know, really take a step back and look at YouTube as a way of just like getting information about stuff that you might be interested in, versus like you have to buy everything that you see on YouTube, because you don't have to do that. You shouldn't do that. I mean, if you're loaded and that's what you like to do with your time, then sure, do that. But most of us are not like that. So anyway, I look forward to seeing your tips down below for how you budget your beauty dollars, or what you do to curtail your spending. And thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.